Hello, welcome. Today I'm going to be doing a massage for Julia today. We're going to be doing a full back massage and I'm going to go ahead and dive right in. So this is going to be a kind of shorter routine, and this is a routine I would use if I don't have a whole lot of time. I find that even if I only have 5-10 minutes, I want to do some type of warm up. And I don't want to feel like I'm just charging into the massage. So I want my client to feel nice and relaxed. So this is one of my favorite ways to just warm everything up. So just pressing on that sacrum, rotating the hips a little bit, and stretching the spine. So I'm not really pressing down as much as I'm pressing away. And you definitely need to be somewhat firm. Can't go in too tentatively. And I'm just going to stretch this sacrum in different directions. So I'm going to So to get the right kind of traction, I'm putting my left hand on Julia's shoulder and my right hand on her hip. And as well as getting traction, you can use your hands to work on that soft tissue a little bit too, even around the scapula. But focusing mostly on just a nice little stretch for the low back. And since I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and work on this medius a little bit, just doing a few compressions here. Always reminding myself to widen my stance when I'm working. And just gradually sinking my weight in a little bit more. And this routine is to give you guys an idea of kind of how I would approach work on the whole back. So I'm not going to do the other side, but I would definitely encourage you to do both sides. And I'm just going to work my way up this erector spinae and I really like to include some forearm work when I'm starting everything. So you just cover a lot of surface area, and your forearm is like just the perfect tool for working on these erector spinae muscles. And this is also really good if your client is feeling more stressed or anxious. Just having this broad surface area and just a nice longer hold can help them feel a little more relaxed. And always when I start to work closer to the table, I make sure to widen my stance. And I'm going to start using maybe 1/4 of my forearm. I'm just starting to do some compressions along those rhomboids and focusing mainly on the upper trap and lower trap. It's a lot harder to do compressions when you've already applied oil. So I like to do that dry work in the beginning. And it just doesn't feel right to, when I go in with my oil, the only technique that really feels appropriate to start for me is Effleurage. So it just is kind of the perfect way to start with more focused work. You can do this Effleurage stroke with the heel of your hands, or my favorite way is with soft fists. And I find it to be a lot less satisfying if you were to just stop right above where Julia's bikini bottom starts. I like to bring it into the medius a little bit. So if you have good rapport with your client, it's just really important to include the hips and glutes. So doing a little something for both sides before I focus in on this right side. Working on the rhomboids usually feels really nice, but it's less effective to spend your time doing deep tissue in the rhomboids than the upper traps. So like if you get a really true release in the traps, the rhomboids are gonna kind of follow their lead. So I'm doing this massage a little bit differently today. I'm focusing on the connective tissue, the fascial tissue. So I just used a little bit of oil and I applied just enough oil so that it's not going to feel like a rug burn, but I can really get that, I can really stretch out that connective tissue in the way that I want to. There's a lot of fascial tissue around the sacrum, and I can put pressure on a lot of that surface area just with my forearm being as big as it is. And kind of moving into more focus on the actual muscles. So just working on that glute medius a little bit. I like to, if I feel tightness there, I like to just pause there. I might rock a little bit as a distraction technique. And finally, I'm going to go ahead and work on this QL area. And this is kind of the sped up version of what I would normally do. I'm just going to, as I work my way into this erector spine, I am shortening the distance between the spine and where I'm moving my fists. You don't want to hit these floating ribs here. It's really healthy if you can work these muscles from different angles. So I'm gonna go ahead and go in my forearm and not really pressing down, I'm more pressing in. It's a little bit of both. And as I start to work more locally, I'm using less surface area, so using just the very top part of my forearm, elbow. So move into the upper back a little more. I never ignore the rhomboids, but I don't usually linger there for very long. And you are bound to find some really good trigger points along the scapula, this upper trap. And just holding when I find just that muscle tissue that feels really dense. And then I've never liked getting trigger point work where it feels pokey, so to just press down and then up. I really like to, when I'm doing trigger point, I like to hold and then continue that stroke down. Can hold for up to 10 seconds, but don't really need to hold longer than that. And again, that was kind of the sped up version of a back routine I really like to do. So just ending with a few long Effleurage strokes. And before I forget, I want to thank a few of our patrons. I'd like to thank Mr. Nines, Peter Fox, and Timu M. Thank you guys so much for your support. And that is all for today. Thank you for joining us today. I hope that you enjoyed today's video, and we look forward to seeing you next time.
If you enjoy these videos, please join us at PsycheTruthPatrons.com for dozens of exclusive videos and premium programs. We have over 1,000 videos you won't find on YouTube, such as modeling and fashion hauls, exclusive massage videos, ASMR, behind the scenes, bloopers, and much more. It's a great way to help us keep the cameras rolling so we can continue making the content you love. Patrons will get 2 to 3 new exclusive videos each week, so I hope you'll consider joining our Patreon family today. Just visit PsycheTruthPatrons.com.